Hello, welcome. It is me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. We've got a lot going on this week. First of all, we're leaving September and entering October. My next video will be fully on October's forecast of astrology. And yeah, this week we have fiery, faded, and full revelations. Mercury is squaring Jupiter. Venus is going to face off with the North Node. That is our destiny and our future. We got a powerful full moon. I'm sure that's why you clicked on this video. In the sign Aries, while Mercury is going to enter Scorpio. So I am going to break it down. We got a lot of love, money, transformation, deep conversations, and emotional growth happening this week. And if you want to know more and some predictions, then let's get started.
3, 2, 1.
I love you.
Here are the dates. October 1st, we have Mercury squaring Jupiter. Then on the 4th, we have Venus opposing the North Node in Pisces. And on the 6th, we have the full moon in Aries. And then that's when Mercury will enter Scorpio. Okay. Now, I realized I don't think I shared my screen. Let me pull up my, what is that called? My chart. I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm actually recording this September 15th. I'm pre-recording this because I have a lot going on personally. But I will be back to regular scheduled program. Also, too, I'm using this new device, so have patience for me. I'm not that familiar of what goes on with this. I don't know why it won't. Here we go. Oops. I'm just trying to. How is everyone? How is your week going? Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Yay! It's there. I actually want to crop it though. Look at me being more advanced. And I should have had this ready. It is what it is. There we go. Let me expand this for you guys. Can you guys see this? Very interesting. There we go. All right. Let's talk about the astrology of the week. It took a minute, but here we go. We are here finally. Okay, so let's go into today. Today, the 29th, is what we have for the first one. Now, I'm trying to think where I am because I am in my present, but we are in the future. We still have Mercury. Let me just tell you what we have going on. We still have this trine here, air trine happening here, where we have Neptune is sextile Uranus, and then we have Neptune. They're all retrograding. Is sextile Pluto. Pluto and Uranus are trine. So the energy of communication and social media across the board is working. There is also this illusion and deceptions and secrets and closing. On a positive side, there's some endings, there's some forgiveness, there's some releasing happening as well. And it's in Aries, so some fresh starts. It's working with communication and intellect and socializing across the board. So that's the big kahuna that we have. Now, also, too, October 1st is when we have the first interesting thing that's happening for the week. We have Mercury in the sign Scorpio. Wait, Mercury. I pointed to Mars. Mercury is in the sign Libra, sorry, and it is squaring Jupiter in the sign Cancer. This is a cardinal square, meaning we're dealing with first and beginnings. And sometimes we don't like new things, okay? Also, too, this is a theme of overthinking and overcompromising. Mercury in Libra is very diplomatic. It wants to have balance in communication and thinking. It could be thinking of both sides, could be going back and forth, a little passive aggressive with the tongue. Now, Jupiter in Cancer, very protective, always looking back and not looking forward, very emotional, family focus, growth, expansion with the ancestry as well. Predictions here. You may want to say yes to everything and overcommit in relationships, or signing something that you are going to regret later because you want to please a partner, or maybe there's something with family matters or something from the past and it's disrupting your harmony. It's being said to you, and it could be someone who you felt was safe or someone from your past saying some things. That is what we have Now, Jupiter is a very benefic planet. Sometimes Jupiter, when it squares something, it's not going to necessarily be negative. Now, I find when Jupiter is negative, it's huge. It expands and makes it a bigger situation. So there could be a huge energy of really depending on someone else from your past, okay? And it's really expanding that. Yeah, but usually Jupiter, when it is involved with something negative, not only could it be positive, but it ends up turning out to be positive after the negative energy falls apart. Okay. On the 4th of October, we have Venus in Virgo. Where's my Venus? Venus in Virgo. Oh, it's sitting there and it's conjunct the north node, and it's opposing, no, it's conjunct the south node, opposing the north node at 18 degrees. 18 degrees, 15, 16, 17, 18 is a Virgo degree. So we got something that's diminishing or details, or something that's trying to be quite perfect, something that could be dealing with work as well with this opposition. Now, there's something from the past that you're attracting. It could be a past relationship, a past coworker, something from the past is happening. Virgo energy also represents pets and service to pets. So there could be something happening with that in regards to relationships and destiny with crossroads, right? Venus in Virgo is very practical in love. It likes to give service, is very critical to the eye, especially with aesthetics, and very practical with aesthetics. So it's not spending money. Okay. Now, and Venus loves to have luxury and spend money. So it's not quite happy and practical Virgo energy, but it's here. Now, when you have the North Node in Pisces sitting on its opposite side here at that Virgo degree, which is going to be very interesting. You're talking about spirituality, you're talking about your destiny, and it's coming together. What are you spiritually aligned to do in this lifetime? Also, there's compassion, there's surrendering. There's boundless energy of love, right? This is the Pisces is the energy of romance and looking at everything with a rose-colored lens for your future. Now, when you have it opposing Venus, the past relationship is getting in the way, or there's a tug of war. It can't see eye to eye when it comes to your future and your destiny in regards to spirituality, in regards to releasing and forgiving. There's something that you're being critical from your past and you won't release it for your future, okay? Love or money matters may feel karmic. Choices you make now show long-term patterns. Now, balance practicality with compassion. Don't let criticism block spiritual or emotional growth, because Virgo is very critical. And whenever you have an opposition, there's a imbalance here, and there needs to be a balance. See both sides, okay? So see the past and the future. Don't let them go. Embrace them both, okay? Now, let's talk about this full moon here. The full moon is in October. The full moon is, okay, let me actually do the exact thing here. Okay, we will do the exact full moon so we can have the degree here. It's at 14 degrees. Okay, so 12, 13, 14, that is a Taurus degree. This is going to be, the themes are going to be something dealing with money, what you value. It could be even your voice or your throat. That is the first thing we have with this full moon in Aries. Also, too, what is it conjunct? Balkan. It's so hard for me sometimes to say some of the celestial things here. Let me tell you what Vulcan means, and why we have, what is it? The sun is conjuncted. Vulcan usually means inner strength and endurance. It's also about transformation and hidden power, something sacred and craftsmanship. It's where it's where you're meant to be disciplined. Also, too, this is that Virgo energy. There's precision. Is dedicated to creating something very long lasting. Okay. Let me see what else. Yeah, it's usually Falcon is usually something dealing with destruction as well, and creation, putting it together. It's like fire and craftsmanship. So it's like the earth energy and the fire combined. Higher willpower, spiritual forging, discipline, and the transformation of raw materials into mastery. Now, this is conjunct. Let me close these windows here. This is conjunct the sun, the ego. Okay, so let me see how we can put this together. Okay, so first of all, when we have a full moon in Aries, the theme is independent versus partnerships. Okay, women and men not getting along, father and mother not getting along, the subconscious and the consciousness not getting along. There needs to be a balance between the two. You need to see both sides whenever you have a full moon. Also, when there's a full moon, you're dealing with maybe enlightenment. Maybe there's an aha moment and you need to be aware of it. Okay. Anytime there's a full moon, though, there's high emotions. And in the air sign, it may not be as emotional. I mean, in a fire sign, it may not be as emotional, but it is fiery. Okay. So you could be addressing something emotionally and you don't have the fear to address it. It could be something that could be very selfish too when you're dealing with an Aries full moon. Now, because it's opposing this Valcon, which wants to deconstruct and is very craftsmanship, very detailed, there is this strong Virgo energy dealing with the details and maybe clearing something up about this, clearing something out, clearing energy up about this. Now, the ruler of this full moon is Mars. And where is our Mars? Mars is sitting kind of close to Mercury, 10 degrees, not really, but it's in Scorpio. So there's some intensity with this, and intensity with fighting, intensity with being aggressive, emotions involved as well. So, yeah, I would say that this full moon could be emotional. Because that Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio adds intensity, it adds being strategic, it adds stubbornness, it adds a sense of focus. Very strategic confrontation. Okay, so expect some heated moments in regards to any form of relationship. Your plumber, your interior house decorator, your business partner, your lover, your boyfriend, your friendship. Just be aware of that. Globally, it deals with alliances. Okay. So anyone you're dealing with yourself in your own country versus alliances in countries. Okay. So that is what you can have. Also, to war. People feeling like there's war are very fired up in regards to war because Aries represents war. In Scorpio, it moves in secret. So Scorpio, Mars is the ruler of this, and it's in the sign Scorpio. So Scorpio represents secrets, mystery, moving in the darkness as well. Okay, so this is a release point of old cycles of anger, control, and imbalance is here, and you need to balance it out. Okay, so channel the fire into courage, into physical energy. If you are worked up emotionally whenever it's a fire sign, go work out, go outside. Also, too, there could be some bold decisions, but try to avoid any conflict. You could do some cutting of the cords, releasing things from your past, releasing things that doesn't work with you in a very calm and non-emotional way. Maybe write it down and then the next day address it in a calm manner. Or this is a time to also probably reclaim your independence. Aries energy wants to move fast, is very impulsive. And if its emotions are really high and cutthroat, I would take your time because Aries is very cutthroat. Okay. So be aware with that with the full moon. Let's see what else we have here. Mm, that's all I see involving a full moon. Not that much drama. However, Mars in the sign Scorpio can make it more intense, more emotional than you ever can think of. People who will be affected with this full moon in Aries will be all of my cardinal signs. Okay, so that is my Capricorns, those are my Cancers, and Libras and Aries. You guys will be feeling it, and you have an issue. Okay, of course, Libras, you should be a little bit better, but because there's always a full moon during Libra season, so it should be fine. But there could be some issues, and it could be very strategic, secretive, even dealing with matters of finances or that you share with someone. Okay, also you have that too. Hello, I'm trying to see. Let's see what we have here. I I tried to pre-record this, but I'm hoping that this will show on a different date. But anyway, let me see what else we have. Full moon. Okay, so that's all we have for the full moon. Let me go back to the current time. I'm distracted by something. Okay, October 6th. Let's go there. October 6th. We have Mercury entering Scorpio. Where is my Mercury? Mercury enters Scorpio at 0 degrees. Okay. This is the same date. Is this the same date as Yeah, it's the same day as the full moon. So this is going to really bring some intense conversations. If we have the full moon happening, and then we also have Mercury entering Scorpio, there's a lot of deeper truths that's going to be revealed. Mercury in Scorpio, in Libra is very diplomatic. Now it's in Scorpio, it's very intense, it's very deep. It wants to deal with nothing superficial. It wants to go beyond the surface. It wants you to get therapy. It wants you to clean out the skeletons in the closet. Communication turns intense, very investigative, very transformative. Secrets may surface. Conversations can feel more intimate or more confrontational. This is a great time for researching. This is a great time for investigation. If you're trying to find out the conspiracy theories, this is the time to use your intuition and then follow that with thought and logic. Great time for shadow work. Great time for heart to heart conversations. Don't shy away from emotional truths. Now, Mercury in Scorpio is very emotional. So be aware of that. It also could be very controlling when it comes to the tongue. So also be aware of that as well. Control the tongue, control your emotions when communicating. This is the best time to use your intuition and a great time to investigate. Okay. Now, Scorpio energy is also the energy of transformation. So you got Mars and Mercury in Scorpio this week. Transformation is key. Transformation will be happening. It also the energy is rebirth. The also too, death is associated with Scorpio, but it's not necessarily death. It's something dies, but something comes to life. Whenever Pisces represents the death, uh, Capricorn represents the death. Scorpio, when there's a death, there's something coming back to life. So it's more of a rebirth and a transformation happening as well. Okay. So, yeah, that is what we pretty much have for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. The major takeaways is that October, this October is going to begin with some exaggerated conversations because we have that Mercury squaring Jupiter, and then we have that Venus with the nodes. So there's going to be some highlighted destined choices in regards to love, money, relationships, and our harmony, even maybe aesthetics and being creative. Then that full moon in Aries is going to be very fiery. I would release any type of old cycle that you're dealing with. I would step in to something that's very courageous. It's also an energy of being selfish, but try not to cut anyone off and be very impulsive and think before you speak kind of energy. Mercury in Scorpio is going to pull some truth. We're going to get very deep as a collective. People will be investigating all of the conspiracy theories, and the conspiracy theories usually deals with Neptune. Neptune's retrograding in Aries. We will be finding out some truths. Once Mercury enters Scorpio, get ready for social media, get ready for the podcasters, because you have this podcasting element, researching stuff. The death of Charlie Kirk. Is the killer really the killer? Who's behind it? All that. I am filming this way in advance, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's what we have for the astrology of the week for September 29th to October 6th. It's a fiery karmic energy where there's clarity, and it's going to come through with intensity. Also, with that Aries full moon, you're going to have to release what no longer serves you. You have to be selfish, but be nice. This is about being independent. Also, too, with that Mercury in Scorpio, it's going to remind us to always seek the truth and go with your intuition. I hope this video helped you. If you guys want more, I do a lot of things behind my paywall. I talk about the conspiracy theories, governments, politics, even explain a lot regarding Venus and retrogrades, a lot of tools learning about astrology, a lot of tarot readings too. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. I forgot to put it on a full screen. I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.